Hi guys, James here at Miss Soul Car Finance. A bit of a fairy tale, and it's payouts between 9 billion to 18 billion. Now, it's how you deal with that potential fairy tale. There's no finance fairies just going to appear and give you all money or whatever it be. You've got to kind of work for it, you've got to find it, you've got to justify it, and this is why we want to be on your side to make sure you get the money that you're due, say 9 billion to 18 billion pounds. So it's up to you. You can either have your wee fairy tale finish, or you can have an absolute horror story, because I think that's the way the finance companies would like it, you know, making it difficult for everybody and everything else. So this is the options that you've got as a customer. You know, you've got the option, you can go to a claims management company, you can do a solicitor, you can look at our claims pack as well, which is almost like non-profit on these claims pack. You'll see what we mean, what you get for your money, and that's exact same self-claims pack that we would provide to solicitors. So it's got all the information that you need, and this gives you the pros and cons, you know, the claims management companies, the solicitors, you know, just how they work and what their fees are, etc. And then you've got the other things like, you know, with this, you're obviously in full control. You've got all the information that you require. You can reach out to your finance company whenever you want. You're not kind of going through, because that's what we found sometimes it was a wee bit difficult when we were providing the packs to some solicitors, and then the customer would contact them. It was quite slow, whereas with this, you're in control and you can decide exactly what you want. What we do with the claims pack that we'll provide, this is pretty much it. We'll identify what's DCA, discretionary commission arrangements. And right now, you will not have a clue how many cars are going to go through, how many will qualify, how many won't. This is all the stuff we've been doing for the last 5-10 years. And it's what we do day in, day out, you know, and we're really, you know, paranoid about it, you know, we're obsessed by it. So we want to make sure that everybody gets all the money that they're due. Based on even just this, say for example, you bought the solicitor's pack, the basic, and it's £150. Straight on that, you then realise how many claims you're going to have. And even on that, on the FCAs, the basic at 950, you're looking at 3 claims. So you've now identified potentially £3,000 coming in or whatever. These are all the figures that we calculated through our claims calculator, through our barristers, our claims calculation, and if these were going through court. So that's the prices there, but you know, you can even just calculate it off the basic, what the FCA have said at the 950, you know, to £1,100 or thereabouts. So it still makes it well worthwhile. This is the level of detail that, again, we can go into for you, and this is the difference between getting paid and not getting paid. There is never any dispute. You know, we'll, you know, search finance forensics. That's what we do. We go right into the detail. There's so much information in the background that I could spend days talking about it, and why we're different and how we know where to look and what information and what, even on like the agreement numbers, you know, certain codes on the agreement numbers mean certain DCAs, bits and pieces, and also some of the finance companies trying to mask them a wee bit now. So we're on top of it, and I would just say, please don't go with anybody who really hasn't been in this business a long time. You know, we've been doing it like 5 years, and you'll see our post 5 years in the Miss Soul Car Finance, about 10 years in the finance side of it. We get all this information for you, so it's really down to you. You know, do you want a fairy tale ending, or you want the horror story? Quite happily go with others, and it'll be a horror story. What we've got here, Miss Soul Car Finance, it's a self-claim pack, which means you keep 100% of your claim, okay? It's not normally what we would do, but we can get you that information. It costs, think of it, £150. We charge the solicitors £150. You're paying the exact same as the solicitors would pay. And at the back end, we would get a kickback from the solicitor, being quite open. From yourself, on this, we will get nothing, okay? So we will get £150 for all that work, and literally you're getting £300 worth of value, you know, to a normal solicitor or whatever. The other thing we'll do on this number here, this week, I'm getting involved in 10 deals with customers or whatever it be. So we're going to have like 10 VIPs this week. So if you're curious on your missold car finance, whatever it be, phone the number. It'll be myself you'll be speaking to, whatever it be. I'm going to carry this phone with me this week. And really it's just to make sure we're on top of things all the time. You know, I love getting involved in all this stuff as well because, you know, I'm passionate about, you know, how it works and allowing the customers to understand. And then by us dealing with the customers, we get a far better understanding of what your needs are and what your concerns are, and worried about getting ripped off and about transparency and all that. We can talk about that. And I'll cover all the kind of awkward questions that you want to ask. I'll cover them on, you know, either podcasts or videos or whatever it is. We'll be working on your behalf right the way through till you get full payment. Okay, so we won't let go of that. You know, we've had these domains. We own everything from Audi, BMW, Volkswagen, Mercedes, all the PCP claims. So we own all the sites. So there you go. Hopefully that's a real good option. Go on misssoldcarfinance.com or give me a phone direct on this number and we'll deal with the 10 VIPs this week. Doesn't matter if it's 100 or 1,000 people, we can run them through this week, so don't worry about that. But look forward to hearing from you and we'll do our absolute best to not turn it into your horror story. Okay, thanks again. Bye.